Living in a land that embraces change as much as a land can, from freezing, dark winters into the most colorful, vivid spring. It's natural that this dynamic of intense change starts pouring into my very personal life too. After months of anxiety, financial struggles, processing traumas of all sorts, and trying to orient, function, and enjoy life somehow in between, we finally are on a point of soft relief. In this vlog, I will share with you how I tried to shape my past 4 weeks of life here in the north. We will dig a hole, how spring arrived, how we handle our wood, and in what way that relief came to us. I just arrived at a job interview location. Join me on another wild ride in northern Sweden, where we still try to settle with our troubled souls. Grab your favorite cup of tea and welcome, my loves. The way our everyday life is shaped since the snow is gone and the sun is warm is everything I ever wished for. When we still lived in an apartment, be it in Germany or lastly here in Sweden, I craved outdoor work during summer. Gardening, getting water, cutting firewood, working on a property to make it beautiful. To me, this is not hard work, nothing that adds weight to my life. It is pure bliss, and it helps me immensely to ground myself in these still quite uncertain times. So one day, when my anxiety and the darkest thoughts were trying to consume me again, I made the only decision you should in such moments. So after doing some whining and crying now, we will dig a hole. It is time to dig a hole. Let's go.
You tell me you're scared. You tell me you're weak. Stronger than what you think, and I know it's hard. Yeah, I know it's rough, but we'll make it through.
There are two things in my life I have a complicated relationship with. That is summer and fire. Living here now, where the summers are much more tolerable than in Germany, I just have to make my peace with fire. I always wanted my very own fire pit and had pictures of ideas on my Pinterest wall saved long before we moved to Sweden. This is one of the projects here one actually does not really have time for. You simply have to take the time for that. Digging that pit without listening to music, podcasts, or anything else was everything I needed on that day. And it reminded me how help and useless I used to feel during summers in my apartment in Germany, when all I could do was hope the heat wave and my depressive episode would end soon. Here, in my own house, on my own property, and around 12 degrees Celsius in May, I can finally get out of that paralyzation caused by my mental health struggles and rather get into movement and do something physical.
And if it all falls, if it all breaks, I'll still be here. We'll fix these mistakes wherever you're.
And these stones I used here? These are the ones I collected and washed last year together with a dear friend who visited me. It feels so amazing to now give them a proper use, directly connecting them with that beautiful memory.
Next, honey, I'm with you through life and to death. Wherever you're going, I'm going too. I'll follow you through the black and the blue. Whatever the mountain, we'll climb to the next. Honey, I'm with you through life and to death. Honey, I'm with you through life and to death.
And the next day it was time to use the little fire pit to get rid of all our garden waste we produced while cutting down our overgrown property in March. If you have followed me for a while, you know how scared I am of fire, and this fireplace gives me a little bit of not so much anxiety, but still a lot of anxiety that something goes wrong and then there will be fire where there is not supposed to be fire. I really can't relax, not at all, not even a little bit. I'm not relaxed at all. I'm completely flooded with cortisol. My whole body is in danger mode. I'm still learning that. We unfortunately didn't manage to burn more than around half of the cuttings, and it consumed a lot of time. So we are now thinking of bringing the rest to Återvinningscentralen to dispose of it. Something else I've been working on is giving the old wooden chairs that stood in our garden when we bought the house a fresh glow up. For that I wanted to sand them and afterwards oil them with patio wood oil to give them a chance to withstand any weather.
You came into my life like a sweet embrace, swept me off my feet and made me whole again. You came in my life, I wanna see your face. Never will I be the same again.
I have always been a fan of keeping things as long as possible or until they are broken. Things made out of wood are usually always fixable. And restoring these old chairs is a big part of my low-budget garden glow-up I am working on right now.
Song had already been sung. I was going on, still minding my own business. Never knew the life had just begun. You came into my life like a sweet embrace, swept me off my feet and made me whole again.
After another wave of feeling helpless in our situation, I grabbed my digging equipment again and started building the staircase we need most. We were walking this little hill up and down throughout the whole winter because our ashes are thrown away at the border of our forest. By the end of February, this little hill became an ice slope, waiting to break our necks every single morning. So, we decided we need some proper stairs there. The funny thing is, my husband and I, we are the complete opposite. While he is the planner, the thinker, he needs to know all the theories, he needs to know all the steps, he needs to research. I am the kind of person who simply is doing stuff. I usually figure out what I'm doing while I'm doing it. So I started with the middle step because for me this was the point in the hill that I could visualize best how this would become a staircase. I never had a plan. I originally wanted it to be much smaller, like the stair steps more narrow. But now I really like it the way it is. And in between the process, I completely lost the picture of what a staircase looks like. This was a wild journey and I'm happy I did it. And I love these activities so much on my property. I can do whatever I want. I can just build a staircase wherever I want for whatever reason. I don't even need a good reason. I had a good reason for this one because we were sliding down here from February on when it was so icy. This was just an ice slope and we had to walk up here every day to bring our ashes where we put them away there in the back. So we said we need a staircase here next winter to make this less slippery. And now we have one. And I'm really, really happy about it. It looks really cool. I will now try to give it some more aesthetic. We have some bigger stones that are, I think, even for stuff like this everywhere on the property. I will just search for some stuff and then finish the staircase. It just popped out of nowhere. Oh my god, I love this life so much. I love living like this so much, really. To be honest, from that point on, I kind of screwed up. My idea was to put some plastic under the stones so the stairs wouldn't overgrow so fast anymore. But after putting everything together the way I thought it could work, I was very unhappy with the final result. So this is up until today an open project I have not yet the perfect solution for, but I am working on it. And I will of course show you the final result once it's done. Most importantly for me here, it didn't cost me 1 kronor to create this upgrade and the work chased away my demons. So I'd still say this was a total win.
As you reach for water, the hills by the lake, you were chasing your dream. And I gave you a rose that you kept unseen, kept unseen.
And now to the last garden project I did in this time period. I replanted some of our trees. As you know, our property is massively overgrown and it broke my heart to take down so many young trees, but I swore to make up for it. So now, step by step, I am rehoming some of the trees that are right now growing on our property and giving them a new spot where we will let them grow. Reshaping this home, this garden, has been such a pleasure so far, and whenever I feel lost, I have something to do. I am so eternally grateful for this home here.
The hills by the lake, you were chasing your dream, and I gave you a rose that you kept unseen, kept unseen. For so long, I kept going on, and for every tear you shed, for everyone you love, the hills are green.
This is exactly the reason why I always wanted to be a house owner. Because if your thoughts start to consume you and there is nothing but fear and anxiety and overwhelming Frieda overwhelming thoughts of I can't do this anymore, then I can go out and do something with my hands and really craft something, work outside, do something in the garden, work with wood, do something with my body, with my hands. That helps so much. So much. Being in a flat, living in a flat in a rental place always left me with this feeling of helplessness. Of I would love to do something now, but I just can't. I can renovate for the 500th time. But at the moment, I wouldn't have the money to renovate. So it just is amazing that I can go out in my garden and work with what I have. I am so grateful for this, really. So grateful. I now have a fire pit. It's so cool. That makes me really happy.
If my life is like a garden, I've been pulling weeds for years. Some more stubborn and interwoven, but I'm finally seeing some things a little more clear.
I think every single person who has ever heated their house with firewood and had to take care of the wood themselves know the main task for the beginning of the new year: getting the firewood ready for the upcoming cold season. We honestly have been working on the wood every single day now, and I have to say it is extremely satisfying not only seeing the pile of long wood getting smaller, but the piles of ready to burn wood growing. And all of that created by our own strength and time. So the worst just happened. The worst that could have happened with our firewood. It fell. And now we have to sort it all again and staple it in a different kind of way and hope that the next time this won't happen again. It's a little bit too early for that. If that would have happened in August, I would be like, yeah, whatever, we just leave it. But it's the 30th of April today, so that is not an option. I am not happy about this. So much I can tell. Shit. And this is the new hedgehog, and that is the old one. The side wall broke. That wall that was too curvy, and then it broke. The other side looks great though. first hedgehog broke down a second time, and now we are finally at the point where we are saying we won't repair it again. We will just restack on the third hedgehog, because now we actually slowly get an idea of what we are doing. It's just a massive amount of work. So it is a roller coaster living here, seriously. But we will get through it, won't we?
Never ending.
Look at this. But that is the whole point. We simply take our time. When our neighbor's cat visits us, we take a small break, and we take it day by day. We now tried a new stacking method in which we add a long piece of wood now and then to stabilize the complete pile, and it works perfectly so far. We grow, we learn, we make mistakes, and we fix it. So far, I am pretty proud of what we have achieved with the firewood, and we already secured the first 3 cubics of dried wood in our woodshed.
Of your shoulders, dressed in white, and every fear buried deep disappears. And all my heart and all of me is yours right here. When the story of our lives is running circles through my mind, oh, it's the smallest moments that I recall. Guess the little things aren't little after all. I get carried away when I'm looking back at a picture frame, with no idea how our lives were gonna change. With every line that writes itself on our skin, I get carried away, I count each one like it's a gift. When the story of our lives is running circles through my mind, oh, it's the smallest moments that I recall. Guess the little things aren't little after all. And when my time's finally come to its end, I'll see it once again. The story of our lives flashing by me one last time. Oh, it's still the smallest moments that I recall. Guess the little things aren't little after all.
Now that the weather turned into something I would call summer, with almost 30 degrees in the sunlight, I appreciate the splitting machine our friends lent us so much. Slowly, the mosquitoes are coming, working with wood gets harder every day. So again, I'm happy we started so early. Hello and good morning. I thought I'd show you really quick what we finished yesterday. And we got rid of the first pile, the one that fell. We already put it on the Släpwagen, the trailer, and brought it up to the shed over there. And it's already gone, the first out of 4. And we are still finishing this one. And now we can start building a new one here. So firewood is working on great. We are not even at the end of May, and we are really good with the pace. And I wanted to share that this fell. You just saw it in the video, and this was like 2 weeks ago or something, or 3 weeks ago. And this is the perfect example of really estimate if it is worth it to be pissed about something like this happening for a long time. Let it ruin your day, because now it's gone anyways. We put it up there anyways, so it wouldn't have been worth it. Let this pile falling down, screwing up my whole day and being pissed about it for hours and hours, when I anyway have to change everything about it. So what I live by, what is my pro tip for you to manage your anger and frustration? Will it matter 5 years from now? If it won't, if you're sure it won't matter 5 years from now, it's not worth your energy. So yeah, we are pretty proud, and we are not pissed anymore when the pile falls, and we just put them up in the shed now. And whenever we can, we take Frieda out with us so she can enjoy her sun baths she's been waiting for all winter. And Frieda is enjoying something else quite intensely lately. Thanks to Katharina, my dear friend from the Husky farm, I can now take Frieda to a dog physiotherapist every 2 weeks to give her some massages. Erika moved to Sweden from the Netherlands and has been a practitioner for both humans and dogs for more than 2 decades. Frieda is a pretty anxious dog, so I was a bit worried if she would be able to relax deep enough so the treatment Erika gives her has the best result. But I underestimated that precious woman immensely, and she had that exact calmness and patience Frieda needs deeply when she is supposed to trust someone. She now receives a laser therapy, massages, and some movement therapy we do with her at home. She's not sick, she has no severe movement issues. This is all preventional therapy to give her the chance to age pain-free as long as possible. Keep in mind, she is already 13 years old. The treatment costs us only 250 kroner per hour, and this is so special to us because we could not afford anything else. So here a big thank you and shout out to Erika for making it possible for us to give the best to our beloved Frieda, exactly what she deserves. We are just now home from the physiotherapy, and she has now some colorful blue stripes on her back. Oops. To just give her some more relaxation on her back and support the tissue. I couldn't explain it in a proper way as physiotherapist Erika explained it, so I won't even try, but you don't have to worry about her. She's doing absolutely amazing, and this is just for support, and she's really happy. And it was a really long day. She's also really tired. Me too. But I'm so grateful for having people in my life like this. Katharina, who brought me there. Erika, who is just the perfect person to take care of Frieda, because Frieda is very, very sensitive, and she really needs a lot of time to relax, and she needs someone who gives her that reassurance and that security and that warmth that Erika can offer her. So I'm just so grateful that we can support her while she's aging with her muscles and everything that's going on in her body, so that she has, in the best case, no pain while aging. I'm very, very grateful for that, and we'll continue with her exercises and everything we can do to strengthen her muscles and her tissues and massage her. And we will, of course, continue to go to Erica. So yeah, I'm really, really grateful for people like this on this earth. It is a gift. They really are a gift. Okay. Mausa! Easy! She's crazy. Oh, Baba. Look at this. What a crazy little dog. Frieda! There she is. Waiting for me. Good girl. You are too fast. Oh my goodness. Frieda. You want to go home? You want to go eat? Go home. Oh, look at this happy dog. You happy, Pokey? Yeah. We have a second car, remember? We will now see if it's still working, because we might need it soon. Na? Let's go! Let's go! Ja! Ja! Toppen! My loves, you probably already guessed it, that I am out here today again to practice my free will and to reconnect with myself most and foremost. I had some really intense realizations this morning that revealed a lot about why I have been feeling off and disconnected to myself for a long, long time now. For those of you who have been following me from the beginning, from when I started to make vlogs, you maybe you don't recognize, I don't know how it looks from the outside, but to me it feels I have lost that spark. That also shows by my second channel, Lagom Trolldom, being so silent and so neglected. And I really want to change that. I feel like my system is still learning that we are safe now, that we are safe in this country. And it's hard to feel that when you are in a financially horrific situation. But I believe with my whole heart that there is a solution to that. So don't worry, we don't give up. I don't give up. I also don't want to whine. It's just facts. It is simply facts. That this doesn't make this whole reconnecting with yourself, healing yourself and being creative and being free with that creativity, it is not really helpful. But I am really trying my best at the moment to get back to that playful creativeness, simply playful creativeness without, I mean, I never have an agenda, but without the agenda of, well, I have to do this now to feel better, but more doing it because I want to. You know what I mean? I don't know. There's a lot going on inside of me at the moment, more inside of me than on the outside of my life, which is great. I don't need that. I don't need more from the outside. It's fine, universe. I'm working on the inside now. And again, just as last time, I wanted to use this opportunity to motivate you to go out and be your weird self, be your beautiful self, be your wild self. Do whatever feels right in that moment for you. Take your guitar, take your flute, take your dancing skirt, whatever makes you happy, go out and do it. I definitely feel and know that with every time I do something like this, being true to myself, taking just an hour to myself, doing some weird ass stuff, something inside of me is almost like purring, like, this is good. This is good. And every time I'm doing something like this, I'm getting closer to that magical, playful self that I was before I came here, before I entered survival mode, before so many things changed that I lost myself in the storm of it. We only have this one life, right? Let's make the best out of it and out of every moment that we get. I just arrived at my job interview location in Östersund. I'm having a job interview today. This was super spontaneous. Sent out the application yesterday, just an informal mail, and got the invitation to the interview right the next day. So, wish me luck. It's 7 in the morning. I started driving at 5:40 in the morning. Wish me luck that this works. I'm a little bit excited, and I will share more about it after the interview if everything goes well. I'm home again, and I got the job. I got a job. I just got a job. This really wasn't planned at all. Not at all. It was super, super, super spontaneous. And we'll see what I gotten myself into and if I'm capable of keeping up. But I am beyond happy because this soothes our financial situation in a way that is just perfect. It is perfect. It won't give us a luxurious life, but it will definitely take the weight off our shoulders of questioning ourselves every month. How are we going to pay that loan back without an income? I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I will share more about it during the outro of the video, I guess, because everything is very chaotic. I mean, this whole vlog probably has been super chaotic, just as my life has been. So I can honestly say I just share here what's happening, and sometimes I don't even know what's happening, like right now. So be patient. I share more about it at the end of the vlog. I'm so happy right now. I am celebrating inside. You have no idea how happy I am. This is such a relief, really. Oh, guys. I literally just got home from work. Can't believe I'm saying this. Oh my god. So the last vlog has been 4 weeks ago, I think. And the vlog you just saw was filmed during those 4 weeks that have passed. And when I started filming for this vlog, when I built the stairs, when I did the wood, when I did all those things, I did the garden, oh my god, it's so long ago. I had no idea my life would be turned 180 so fast. It's a little bit windy and I hope the microphone doesn't pick up too much wind. But anyway, I am home from work. I don't even know where to start. I start where I always start, by saying thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking around, for being here, for going through all of this with me together, for spending your time with me, and a special thanks to these guys for supporting me via PayPal throughout the last week. And of course, a special thank you to my beautiful Patreon family. And I'm sorry, I am just all over the place right now. So let me start by finally revealing what I am actually doing for work, because I guess that not many of you would have guessed that I do this. If you would like to do a little guessing game, this is your last chance to write in the comments what you would guess what my job is. I'm giving you a few seconds to think about it and then write a comment. So I found a job advertisement on last week's Monday, so almost 2 weeks ago, and I just wrote a very informal application saying, hey, I'm actually right now looking for a job and I could work 50 to 75% and I would love to meet you if you would be open to meet me. And at the same evening I received an answer and she said, yes, come over on Wednesday morning. And that is what you saw in the vlog when I was there at the job interview. And then on the same day I got the yes for the job, and I am working as cleaning staff. I am doing cleaning for houses, for private houses or flats, and for offices, and also when people move. So when they move out and you do a very thorough clean of their house or their flat, wherever they moved out from. So that is what I'm doing right now. And you might also not guess that I really love this job. I really do. I love cleaning. I have always loved cleaning. I am actually a very tidy person, but if I'm mentally not in the best state as I was throughout the past months, I also don't clean so much, which then is not good for my mental health. So I am happy I am out of that cycle. And it is a very, very satisfying job. First of all, because you do something with your hands and you always see the outcome, and it is so nice to see how neat it looks after I'm done. What I also love very much is that time just flies by, because you don't sit around and wait for something to happen. You do. All the time. You do something. And I love that so, so much. I have worked in retail, I have worked in offices, like it was UX design, something, and I hated it so much when you are trapped in a place and you have to wait for time to pass, because there is literally nothing you can do, nothing. Because it is forbidden to do private stuff at work. But if you work at sales, and I worked at a place where I would take care of every customer that comes in, so it was not like a big clothes store or something. It was really a small, tiny store where we would sell more expensive stuff. So I would really stand there and literally wait for customers. And what would I do? I would clean the whole store every time I was there. But it was the only thing I could do. And if I was done with that and there was no customer, you just stand there and wait for time to pass. And I hated that so much. Same in offices. When you wait for your colleague to get something done that you need to get further with your work, just sit and stare at the computer. You are done, your head is empty and full at the same time, and you just want to go home, but it's 2 hours more to go until you can go home. I always felt like a prisoner. I hated that so much. So when I started looking for jobs here in Sweden, I actually mostly looked for cleaning jobs. And I found one in Östersund, finally. And I can't really get in my head how lucky I am. Because I have an amazing team. We are just 3 people. So I don't have to get along with 15 other people, driving with someone else every other day and just hurrying and just looking at the plan. And, you know, it's really just us. And we can talk and we have nice fika together. If you saw my last video, you know what that is. Och, vi tar det lugnt. So it's so amazing. And speaking of Swedish, if you are wondering if I have to speak Swedish, those of you who follow me for a longer time know that I went to SFI when I still lived in the flat. And SFI means Svensk för invandrare. So I had some basic knowledge from there, but I stopped going there because it was pointless. We didn't have a proper teacher, we didn't have a proper teaching plan. So most of the Swedish I learned there, I learned from the online tool that they gave to us. So I studied Swedish at home a lot, and from a friend who spoke much more Swedish than I did back then. I had some basic knowledge of Swedish. I continued teaching myself as much as I could at home, but there was not really a need for it because I would stay at home. And now with the job, I feel like I am fluent within a week. It is so much. I shared it many times before when I talked about how to move to Sweden, how to learn the language. I said it many times before that I personally think there is no point in teaching yourself Swedish before you move to Sweden. You need to know some basics, of course. Never ever heard of the word tack or varsågod before you move to Sweden is pointless. But you don't need to speak the language fluently, because you will at the moment you start a job here. We speak only Swedish at my job, and it has pushed me to my limits, and now I am beyond my limit. Och jag kan prata svenska hela dagen. And it feels so good to finally speak the language, to finally use the knowledge, to finally be able to speak with my neighbors, with other friends. It is so much has been going on. Really, I feel like I have lived 3 lives since Sunday. Since last week, Wednesday, actually, since I had the yes for the job. So yeah, I am a woman of my word, and I always said to my friends, all my friends out there can absolutely confirm this. I always said I'd rather clean other people's toilets than moving back to Germany. I said it, I meant it, and I'm doing it. I'm so freaking proud of myself. I am so proud. I moved to Sweden. I learned the language. I am in the whole system here, completely legal, everything. And I got a freaking job, and I work here, and and I have a beautiful community holding my back while I am fighting for my life here. No, it really is a huge financial relief, as you can think yourself, that we have now this additional income. Of course, it is not a huge income, but it is for us at the moment. It is life-saving. It is so amazing, really. I am so happy. I am so relieved. Since I got the job, I have no anxiety. And I had anxiety, what feels like for the past 3 years straight, every day. So now, for the first time, actually being able to enjoy my life here, because I have no financial struggles, I have no other random struggles I didn't ask for, I have no people who suddenly randomly want 10,000 euros from me. I have just my job, my family, my little income, my sweet home that I can now pay off, and free time in which I can do what I love, what is filming and editing and sharing what means the most to me with people who care. So I consider myself incredibly lucky for having that job, for working as cleaning staff. It is an amazing job. I really love it. I really have to say I love it. Time flies by. It's super satisfying to see how clean and neat everything looks when you are done, and you turn your head around and suddenly it's time to end the day and drive home. It's amazing, really. And then I come home to this. This is my home. And I just immediately relax and let go and take a nice shower, and then go to bed, get my 8 hours of sleep, and get up at 5 in the morning again to go to my job. And I think it's great. It's a great life, seriously. So to everyone out there who is working as cleaning staff, as a nurse, as in an elderly home, cooking in the kitchen, everyone out there who is doing these completely underpaid but much needed and highly valued jobs, greetings to you, especially this time. It is a massively hard job, absolutely, but it's amazing. So, if you would like to support my journey ongoing here on YouTube, first of all, I have to say I absolutely won't be able to publish a video every week from now on. This is absolutely impossible, but I will try my best to do 2 videos per month, and I will continue posting on Patreon. On Patreon, I will be from time to time posting some personal insights. There will also be a video probably shortly after this vlog here, where I share a little bit more about the job, how I find the job, what I do there, where I share a little more. And also in that video on Patreon will be a little a little sharing of a small trip we did with the Sprach Cafe I go to before I got the job, I found out there's a Sprach cafe close to the town where I live, where strangers can meet and bara prata svenska med varandra. So I went there, and we had a little trip yesterday to an hembygdsgård, where we looked at some history stuff, and it was so cool, it was so amazing, and I will share that on Patreon. And if you would like to support me in any other way, then I have a PayPal link in the description for financial support. Thank you very much if you consider doing this, it helps a lot. And otherwise, subscribe, like, leave a nice comment maybe. I always love reading your comments, my little special people out there who write these amazing, incredible, deep, thoughtful, long comments. You know how much I love reading these. And of course I appreciate every single one of you who takes the time to write something and to watch the video and to just follow along. I really love our little community here, and my dream to one day be able to live from sharing these moments, from creating this kind of art. That dream has, of course, not died, and also the shop opening is still planned for this summer. So stay tuned. Even though it will be a little more silent here on the channel, it won't be quiet. I won't be gone. I will just come by a little less often, but I think that is no problem. So now I thank you so much for watching. I will end this now and I will enjoy my free afternoon, and then I will see you in the next video, whenever that will be and whatever that will be about. I have no idea, but we will see what life throws at me. So now have a beautiful weekend, you all. Thank you so much for being here, and see you soon. Bye.